The Evolution of Sea Turtles. Chapter 1 Introduction, An Ancient Lineage. For hundreds of millions of years, the oceans of our planet have been enriched by a remarkable group of animals, the sea turtles. Today, these marine reptiles capture our imagination with their elegant forms, vast migrations, and enduring presence in the world's seas. Yet their story stretches back far beyond our recorded history, reaching deep into the ancient past of life on Earth. From land-dwelling ancestors with barely recognizable shells to the highly adapted marine specialists of the present, the evolution of sea turtles is a tale of transformation, resilience, and enduring mystery. Sea turtles belong to the larger order of reptiles known as testudines. This order encompasses all modern turtles, including tortoises, freshwater turtles, and the marine species that have mastered life in the open seas. Testudines are distinguished by a unique body plan centered on a protective shell, a fusion of bones developed primarily from ribs and vertebrae that forms both a carapace above and a plastron below. But to understand sea turtles, we must first journey back to the earliest roots of turtle evolution, long before any creature ever flapped a flipper through ocean waves. Chapter 2 The Earliest Turtle Ancestors. The story begins in the Permian period, more than 260 million years ago. During this distant era, before the dinosaurs rose to dominance, a land-dwelling reptile roamed the ancient landscapes of what is now South Africa. This creature, Eunotosaurus africanus, is widely recognized as one of the earliest known stem relatives of turtles. Although it possessed a lizard-like body and bore a full set of teeth, its ribs were broad and T-shaped, suggesting the very beginnings of a shell-like structure. These widened ribs likely offered increased protection, foreshadowing the distinctive body plan that would define all turtles. Eunotosaurus had not yet developed a true shell, but its anatomy reveals the earliest morphological steps toward that defining adaptation. Its broad ribs and modified skeletal features represent a foundational stage in turtle evolution, an ancestral blueprint from which true turtles would later emerge. From the Permian roots of Eunotosaurus, evolution continued into the Triassic period. Among the most important discoveries from this era is Odontochelys semitestacea, a 220-million-year-old species that represents a significant transitional form. Unlike its ancient forebear, Odontochelys possessed a fully formed plastron, the underside of a shell, but still lacked a complete carapace. Its broad ribs and partial armor show an evolutionary experimentation with protective structures that bridge the gap between early reptilian ancestors and the classic turtle body plan. Soon after, more fully shelled forms such as Progonochelys quensteti appeared. These creatures had both a complete plastron and a well-developed carapace, the full shell we now associate with turtles. Even though Progonochelys retained primitive features like neck spines and non-retractable heads, its presence in the fossil record marks the establishment of a body plan that would persist for millions of years. Chapter 3 Classification within reptiles, a scientific puzzle. For many decades, turtles were among the most enigmatic groups of reptiles for scientists trying to trace their evolutionary relationships. One of the earliest debates centered on skull anatomy. Unlike other reptiles with openings in the temple region of their skulls, turtles possess an anapsid-like skull, lacking these openings. Early researchers interpreted this as evidence that turtles were among the most primitive reptiles, perhaps even representing a lineage separate from other modern reptilian groups. However, advances in molecular biology and comparative anatomy have reshaped this view. Instead of being truly primitive, current evidence indicates that turtles likely belong to a broader group of reptiles known as Diapsida, the lineage that also includes lizards, snakes, crocodilians, and birds. In this framework, turtles appear to have secondarily lost the temporal openings in their skulls, converging on a superficially primitive condition while remaining nested within diapsid evolution. Despite these advances, debate still persists among evolutionary biologists about exactly where turtles fit within the reptilian family tree. Some analyses suggest affinities with Lepidosaurs, the group containing lizards, snakes, and the Tuatara, while others point to closer relationships with Archosaurs, the lineage that includes crocodilians and birds. Still, the consensus remains that turtles are part of the diapsid lineage rather than an isolated, primitive offshoot. Chapter 4 The Turtle Body Plan, Origins of the Shell. A central question in turtle evolution has always been, how did the turtle shell arise? Paleontological and developmental research points to a gradual sequence of anatomical changes that culminated in the distinctive shell. Early progenitors first exhibited widened ribs and broad body frames. Over time, these ribs expanded and became interconnected by specialized bone tissues. The plastron, the underside of the shell, evolved before the carapace, as seen in species like Odontochelys. Eventually, the full carapace developed through the fusion of ribs and neural bones, forming a complete protective dome. This evolutionary sequence is supported by both fossil evidence and developmental models. The broadening of ribs appears to be an early and persistent trend in stem turtles, preceding other adaptations that together built the characteristic turtle shell. The evolutionary origin of this body plan stands as one of the most striking examples of how unique morphological traits can arise through incremental modifications over vast spans of time. Chapter 5: From Land to Sea: The Emergence of Marine Turtles. With the basic turtle body plan established by the end of the Triassic, multiple lineages spread out into diverse habitats. Some remained on land, others adapted to freshwater ecosystems, and yet others began exploring marine environments. It is in this latter branch that the ancestors of today's sea turtles first emerged. Marine adaptations occurred relatively early. The fossil record shows that marine turtle-like reptiles existed during the late Jurassic, around 150 million years ago, though many of these early sea-living species do not lie directly within the lineage of modern sea turtles. Instead, they represent ecological experiments in a marine lifestyle. The lineage that led to present-day sea turtles, the superfamily Cheloniidae, appears to have become distinct at least 110 million years ago, during the early Cretaceous. Fossils such as Desmatocheles paddlei from this period reveal animals with adaptations similar to modern sea turtles, streamlined bodies and flipper-like limbs suited for life in the open ocean. Notably, even within early marine forms, differences in reproductive biology are evident. For example, these ancient sea turtles likely laid hard-shelled eggs, contrasting with the softer, leathery eggs of modern sea turtles. Such details highlight that the marine lifestyle evolved in incremental stages, with reproductive and physiological adaptations evolving over millions of years. Chapter 6: Divergence and Specialization: The Rise of Sea Turtle Families. As the Cretaceous progressed, the Pancheloniidae lineage diversified into a range of marine forms. Some achieved enormous sizes. Among the most famous were the protostegids, such as Archelon, which could grow to nearly 5 meters in length. While not all these ancient groups are direct ancestors of modern sea turtles, they demonstrate the extensive experimentation with marine niches undertaken by turtle relatives during this era. By contrast, the ancestors of today's living sea turtles are understood to fall within two primary families. Most species, including the green, loggerhead, hawksbill, olive ridley, Kemp's ridley, and flatback turtles, belong to the family Cheloniidae. These turtles are characterized by a rigid, bony carapace composed of scuds, plates covered by keratin, the same protein that makes up human fingernails. The lone surviving representative of the other family, Dermochelyidae, is the leatherback sea turtle. Leatherbacks are unique among sea turtles in having a flexible, leathery carapace reinforced by tiny osteoderms rather than a solid bony shell. This remarkable adaptation allows them to maintain deep diving capabilities and a different thermal profile compared to their hard-shelled relatives. Together, these families represent the culmination of eons of evolutionary change, from semi-aquatic stem species in the Triassic to highly specialized ocean swimmers that cross entire ocean basins. Chapter 7: Adaptations for Marine Life. Sea turtles exhibit a suite of specialized features that reflect their long adaptation to life at sea. Their forelimbs have evolved into powerful flippers that enable sustained swimming over vast distances. Their streamlined shells reduce drag in water, while modifications in sensory systems and respiratory physiology permit long dives and efficient navigation. Dietary specializations also reveal evolutionary distinctiveness. Sea turtles occupy diverse ecological niches. The green sea turtle often feeds on seagrasses and algae. The hawksbill grazes on sponges and invertebrates. The leatherback uniquely consumes soft-bodied prey such as jellyfish. Studies of their genetic relationships suggest that specialized diets in marine turtles emerged multiple times independently, reflecting adaptive evolution within the group. Chapter 8: Surviving Mass Extinction and Diversification. The transition from the Cretaceous into the Paleogene was marked by one of Earth's greatest mass extinctions. While countless species perished, turtles, including marine forms, survived this tumultuous interval. Following the end Cretaceous event, surviving turtle lineages diversified further in the Cenozoic, giving rise to the modern array of species known to scientists and seafarers alike. Genetic studies have helped clarify relationships among extant sea turtles. For example, molecular analyses confirm that different species within the Cheloniidae family form distinct clades with specific evolutionary relationships, aiding our understanding of how modern sea turtles diverged from common ancestors more than 100 million years ago. Chapter 9: Sea turtles today, conservation and legacy. Despite their deep evolutionary history and remarkable adaptations, sea turtles face unprecedented threats in the modern world. Habitat loss, fisheries bycatch, pollution, climate change, and illegal egg harvesting have contributed to dramatic declines in many turtle populations. All 7 recognized species are categorized by the IUCN as threatened to varying degrees, with some, such as the hawksbill, listed as critically endangered. Conservation efforts across the globe now seek to protect nesting beaches, mitigate bycatch, reduce marine pollution, and restore vital habitats. Scientific research, international cooperation, and community engagement offer hope that these ancient mariners can continue their journey through time. Sea turtles are not merely relics of evolutionary history. They are living links to Earth's deep past, enduring survivors of mass extinctions, and essential components of marine ecosystems. Their plight reminds us that the same processes of change that shaped their remarkable evolution can also bring them to the brink of disappearance, unless human stewardship rises to the challenge. Chapter 10: Conclusion: A Tapestry of Time. From the Permian Plains, where broad-ribbed ancestors first ventured into unknown niches, to the thriving marine giants that traverse our oceans today, the history of sea turtles is a testament to adaptation, persistence, and resilience. Their shells, functional masterpieces of evolution, and their lives woven between land and sea, connect them to ecosystems and epochs beyond imagination. As we continue to uncover new fossils, refine evolutionary models, and understand the genetic threads that link past and present, the story of sea turtles continues to unfold. In their survival through epochs of change, we find not only a chronicle of life on Earth, but also a challenge to preserve it for generations to come.